Welcome to Mamma Mia Out Loud. It's what women are talking about on Wednesday, the 1st of February. I'm Holly Wainwright.
I'm Mia Friedman.
And I'm Jessie Stevens.
And on the show today, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but if you've been asking all your odd socks if they spark joy, it's time to stop. Because it's officially not condoing season anymore. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you weren't one of the 2 million people who bought the life-changing magic of tidying up. Do
I
you
was
remember
not.
that?
I did, and I was very anti-Marie Kondo.
I love
Always.
It was written by, it was the noughties really, wasn't it, when Marie Kondo was big. She was a Japanese organizational consultant who became like a megastar, a global megastar when she wrote that book for her method, which was called KonMari, of organizing everything. And infamously, this involved decluttering by picking everything up and asking it and yourself, do you spark joy? And if you do not, off you go.
I love it.
She's also, according to the internet, a big old fraud now, because if you believe some news outlets this week, she has given up tidying up since she became a parent.
Ha!
And the internet is mad. They're almost as mad as they were when a couple of years ago she opened an online store to sell us things after telling us that things were bad. Anyway, this is what Marie said, so we can be the judge of whether or not Marie's a big old fraud or whether she's just evolving. Up until now, I was a professional tidier, she said. So I did my best to keep my home tidy at all times. I have kind of given up on that, in a good way for me, she says. Now I realise what is important to me is enjoying spending time with my children at home. Mia, was this fall from a tidy sock drawer inevitable?
It was. And this was my anti-Marie Kondo push back in the day. I said, come talk to me when you've got kids. Because I remember hearing, I liked the spark joy thing. I think that's really interesting. But I also thought at the time, come back to me when you've got kids, Marie. Because there's so much shit that your children have and need. None of it sparks joy. There's so many cluttered surfaces and just things around, whether it's you've got a baby and you're soon about to be drowning in plastic and just crap, Jessie. Bottles and bottle warmers and dummies and blankets.
And then come the toys.
And the toys. Oh, yeah, the toy. There's all of that stuff, right? And then they get older and then they've got all their own stuff. Try taking a child's small toy or sad little drawing and telling them it doesn't spark joy in you that they've lovingly presented to you like they do every day after kindy. And, sorry, little child, this very bad drawing of a tree does not spark joy in me. I'm going to throw it away. So I was waiting for life to catch up with Marie.
Everyone has totally misinterpreted poor Marie Kondo.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole point was about be more deliberate in your acquisition of material things.
Yes.
Just be deliberate.
Oh, I don't like that either.
No. And I think that's what's triggering you.
Yeah,
okay?
I
think that's
agree.
what's upsetting you.
Always.
And what she was saying, and the same can be done with kids to an extent, and I think her evolving is actually really helpful.
And good on her for admitting
Yeah,
it
and
too.
authentic. And also, shouldn't force anyone to throw out their stuff.
It's true.
Like,
We
that's
do
on
look-
you.
Can you imagine the pressure of being her? Imagine if Marie Kondo invited you around for a cup of tea at her house in Japan. Imagine the pressure.
The tidy you'd have
Because
to
you'd
do.
be like, but you would go into her house and you would be like, that cup doesn't seem like it's quite in the right spot,
Yeah,
does it?
exactly.
Do you really need that spoon, Marie?
I think it reminds us that if we ever think, which we often do, think that we've stumbled across the secret to joy or fulfillment or inner peace, you haven't. You just have to wait till tomorrow because something will change.
You could buy another thing
to
to help you get closer to
I
inner
think it's
joy
a
and
great
peace.
message that we all need to buy less. I think that is very revolutionary. But I also think it's an absolute 2023 vibe. I think Marie Kondo being like, fuck it, my house is a mess,
Yes.
is very like Brene Brown and Oprah being like, screw vulnerability, go to bed.
I love Marie Kondo's gone goblin mode.
Yeah, exactly.
She has. Because the thing is that what's happened over the past couple of years is we've spent a lot of time at home.
Yeah.
And you might imagine that meant that we wanted our homes to be really tidy all the time because it would make us feel good. But actually we realised that endlessly tidying our house was not what we wanted to do. And we wanted to kind of marinate in a kind of coziness
No.
that, being at home makes. Also, I remember peak pandemic, if you were trying to keep surfaces clear and everything tidy when everyone was at home, schooling, officing, you weren't allowed to go out to a restaurant or go anywhere anyway. It was it was like trying to hold back an endless mountain.
Remember
of
when
shit.
you'd have like someone was trying to work on the dining room table and someone else had their laptop and were trying to do a telehealth while someone else was
On
doing a
homeschool.
puzzle
Yeah.
and someone else was trying to log on to the homeschooling. There was no joy, but there was also no surfaces.
But it's interesting because apparently we've become very interested in interior decorating and all those things because we are nesting more. But I think that vibe of everything meticulously in its place is just not in anymore.
Didn't she have a specific way to fold socks?
Roll them. So it was about rolling. I remember, and people do watch these videos as a sort of soothing thing, but it was about once you've established what you're keeping and what you're chucking, it was about how to pack them. So it was about rolling your socks and your t-shirts and all these very satisfying things if you open a drawer and it's just like everything's even and color coded. And
I want to know
it
if
even makes you
Outlouders
wanna
did
talk
that.
like
Does
this.
anyone still roll their
Marie
socks,
Kondo,
roll their
yeah.
things? Sometimes I do think when I'm going through my cupboard and stuff, does this spark joy? But I have become very involved and interested in wardrobe organisation. We're going to do a separate episode on that because I've got a lot to share with you. I didn't go
Ooh.
away in the holidays. I spent it
In your
completely redoing all of my organisational systems, and I've got some hacks.
God, you are Marie Kondo.
Yeah. But I also bought a lot of stuff to organise my stuff.